Jamison Euler joins us to take a look at this hot topic that's really become a national conversation.
Yeah, Lisette and Wendy, prevention and awareness of domestic violence has been one of the cornerstones of ABC Action News for the last 6 years. But recently, domestic violence has been the topic of national headlines and conversations on social media after the release of a video that put a football star and the NFL under the microscope.
Not since the 1994 murder case against former football star O.J. Simpson has the topic of domestic violence been so prevalent in the headlines. This disturbing video from a hotel security camera unleashed a firestorm of controversy across the country and forced a change in policy from the NFL. The video shows Baltimore Ravens running back Ray Rice dragging his then-fiancée and now-wife Janae out of a casino elevator after knocking her unconscious. Rice was initially fined and suspended for 2 games. Local domestic violence survivor Audrey Mabry was among many who felt it wasn't enough.
I don't think they handled that situation properly.
After weeks of public debate and backlash, the NFL decided to suspend Rice indefinitely after video of Rice punching his wife surfaced.
We didn't get this right. That's my responsibility, and I'm accountable for that.
Because of the scrutiny over the Rice case and others that have come to light, the NFL and Commissioner Roger Goodell agreed on a bold new policy on domestic violence, which included a 6-game suspension for the first offense and a lifetime ban with the second. Mindy Murphy, president of the Hillsborough County State Certified Domestic Violence Center, the Spring of Tampa Bay, says it's a start.
It's certainly just a first step, but it's a good first step.
And while many judge the NFL's handling of the Rice case, there were also questions about Rice's wife, Janae, why she would stay with him after the abuse. The conversation sparked hashtags of why I left and why I stayed.
Part of it was fear.
Talk show host Meredith Vieira was among those who lent a national voice to the topic by sharing her own story of an abusive relationship in her past.
I was scared of him and scared if I tried to leave, something worse could happen to me.
Domestic violence was also at the forefront of this year's Miss America pageant, with the winner, Kira Kazantsev, taking on the issue as her platform.
What we're doing is raising awareness around financial abuse.
And Scandal star Kerry Washington's public service announcement about financial abuse received tens of thousands of hits on YouTube in its first week and helped to raise more than $900,000 for domestic violence centers in just 15 days.
And we're going to take a closer look at financial abuse coming up later in this hour. ABC Action News was proud to be part of an event that gave some young high school football players and students here a lot to think about. We teamed up with the Spring of Tampa Bay to bring world-renowned author and lecturer Dr. Jackson Katz to Plant High School, where he addressed students and members of the school's football team. This visit gained national attention. Even ESPN was there to cover it. He gave the students a lesson in domestic violence and encouraged them to speak up and take a stand if they witness abuse.
We want to make it clear to guys that they need to make it clear to their peers that it's not okay to do the behavior. If you want to be a member of this peer culture, you want to be on this team, you want to be in this workplace, this group of friends, in this fraternity or whatever, it's not okay.
And right now we're joined by Ernest Hooper, former NFL writer and now columnist for the Tampa Bay Times. Thanks for joining us tonight, Ernest.
Glad to be here.
You recently addressed this topic a couple times in your columns, talking about the NFL and the abuse that was going on in the league. You highly critical of them, the way that they handled this in the beginning. They finally gave in to social pressure. Were you surprised? How surprised were you?
I wasn't surprised because the NFL had a crisis on its hands with the backlash that came from the initial 2-game suspension. They needed to do more. And to tell you the truth, Jameson, I'm looking for them to do even more now. This is a chance for them to lead on this issue.
What are they doing right now? Where do they stand at this point?
Well, they've hired 5 senior advisors, all women, and they're working on crafting a greater response and I think an intensive program that is going to go beyond policing their own players and actually trying to raise awareness of this issue among all of their fans.
Let's be honest here, the NFL gave in to society pressure here. A lot of people outraged that initial 2-game suspension for Ray Rice. Eventually, they kicked him out of the league. They were certainly harsher on Adrian Peterson right off the bat. Were you surprised at that?
No, I think what the league is learning is that in this age of social media, they have to react more quickly, and they have to be more solid in their punishments. They can't wait until this blows over. They have to take decisive action.
Let's hope they learn from their mistakes. Ernest Hooper from the Tampa Bay Times joining us tonight. Thank you so much, Ernest.
All right. Thank you.
Lisette?